Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. This is Help 2, the return. This time it's personal. And I've got my partner in crime, Sarah Jane Cruikshank. How are you?
Hello everybody. Good, thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, so thanks again, Sarah, for giving up your time to do this. Hardly anybody commented on the last one, and I had to just sort of say, listen, guys, you asked all the questions, you want the help, and then when we give it, you don't come. So since then, a few people have come out of the woodwork. So we're going to do this one, okay? The resources are there. We tried, I did a video after, so let me just give you a couple of realizations before we get into this. So this video hopefully be a bit shorter, half an hour maybe, we'll see. And we'll whiz through more of the questions that were asked, okay? But here's the general theme that I came to realize. Some of the things that people are asking, after we did the call, I actually went on YouTube and I searched. And I just put in Eric Worre, one of the tops, okay, one of the top guys in the industry. I put in Ray Higdon, one of the top guys in the industry. And they have so much free training, free advice, free tips on there, it is unreal. You've also got Google, okay, which again, you can go and search. You can look at Ray Higdon's blog, he's got a ton of information. Now, let me just clarify something as well, which is the other big realization I had. Sarah, how much have you spent roughly on self-development, on training to learn this stuff?
Probably, if I'm honest, about £5,000. If you added it all up, stuff since I started online that I've bought, it's probably about £5,000, which is a scary thought, but it's got me to where I am now. And you've got to invest in yourself. You might, I'm not saying £5,000 up front, but over time you need to sort of pick up things. You move with the times. Keep yourself plugged into the systems as they come up. So. You do have to invest in yourself.
So that's about $7,500, $8,000 roughly at the minute-ish, somewhere around that area. And how many hours would you say you spent listening to trainings and reading books and things?
Every quiet moment that I get, I am watching or listening to something, whether I'm sitting in front of it or whether it's on while I'm doing the washing up or doing the laundry or, housework. I don't put like music on. I just put something on like a Robert Hollis or a Ray Higdon, something off you. I just go onto YouTube, find any training that's relevant to what I'm doing at the moment and just have it on. And even if I absorb 25% of that, I'm absorbing something. So you have to constantly be getting it into your head, and even if you watch it, don't just watch something once. If it was good, watch it again and again and again and again, because eventually you will know it, it will go in. And
you find yourself saying things, don't you, that you didn't know you knew? And they just
I quote you a lot. It sounds really sad, but I do watch a lot of your lives a lot because there's lots of knowledge in there, and I find myself quoting you all the time, and I'm like, oh no, that's a Paul Turner saying. But obviously,
we need to fix that.
I need to get rid of that.
I'll give you guys a secret. What Sarah's actually doing is probably quoting Robert Hollis, Ray Higdon, or Eric Worre, but through me.
But you need to obviously find somebody that you can relate to as well, because somebody could say the same thing to you, but you have to find the right person to say it to you for it to go in. Because you can listen to it from somebody, and it might not resonate with you. You might not understand what they're saying, but somebody could put it in a slightly different way, and suddenly it's like light bulb. So try different people out, find the one that would work for you, the mentor that works for you, the one that you can listen to and absorb. And it's a learning process.
That might not be me or Sarah. That's probably someone else, and that's fine. I once saw, I listened to an audio. I think it was Louise Hay, who's brilliant. If you're into self-development, Louise Hay, I listened to one of her things 30 days straight, as she advised to do, and that I stopped biting my nails all of a sudden. One day I just realised I stopped biting my nails, something I've done since I was a child, just from listening to Louise Hay. She doesn't even talk about biting your nails. But she said on this thing, she said, okay, it was an event, and she said, you got 10 speakers this weekend that are probably all going to tell you pretty much the same thing, but you'll probably just resonate with one of them and you'll go away and you'll get it and you go, wasn't that speaker brilliant, even though they told you the same thing that someone else has told you, but it will just click. So that's a very valid point. But getting back to what I was saying, I don't even know what I've spent on self-development books, on trainings, on mechanics, as I call it, marketing training and products. I can't tell you the amount of hours I've just gone and tried, and failed. And I can't tell you the amount of hours that I listen to trainings. Here's my little netbook computer, and I'm going to read the questions off this today rather than share the screen, so you can see me and Sarah explain, and we can use our hand gestures and do all that sort of good stuff for you. But I'm going to read it off here today. But this will have Robert Hollis playing later. It will have probably an NLP training later, because I really want to focus more on NLP, because I see the problem, guys, is that one, you come and you ask us a question and we answer the question honestly and sincerely and totally truthfully, and it still doesn't work for you. And that's because you probably haven't spent all the investment in yourself like me and Sarah have. You haven't put all the hours of time in investing in yourself like me and Sarah have. Some of you aren't willing to fail, so you don't even go there. And the only way you learn is by failing. And some of you have all the resources to hand, you just don't go and get them. Or you get them and you don't take action on it. And one of the reasons I want to focus more on NLP type stuff is because I can actually get people to take action sometimes by using NLP. Sometimes people don't like what I've got to say, but if it makes you take action, great. And if you decide it's not for you, great. And it's like Karate Kid. Walk. What is it? Walk. Well, left side of the road, fine. Walk right side of the road, fine. Walk in middle of the road. Splat. So make a decision either way.
Mm-hmm.
So are you ready for some questions, Sarah?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go through them.
Right, okay. So most of the people I know have already joined. Okay. The others say, come back to us when you've made money and proved it works. How do I answer that, please, when I have yet to make my first sale? Do you want to take that one first, or shall I?
I'll go for it if you like. Firstly, you need to go and find new people. You need to go out and find like-minded people. You need to find new contacts. And because there is billions of people on Facebook, and I bet, you know, not even 1% of those people on Facebook have ever seen Exodus. So, you know, there is so many people out there. You just need to have a wider audience, and you need to go out and find that wider audience. Yeah, not everybody that you know, everybody that you know might have seen it, but how many people you don't know haven't seen it? So, yeah, you just need to broaden your horizons a little bit more.
I promise you, Joy, there's a lot more people that you don't know than people you will ever know. Okay, so what you've got to do is get good at getting to the people that you don't know. Hint, Ray Higdon has a cold prospecting training video on YouTube that will give you some trainings for absolutely free.
Yeah, and I've got a graph search training on my YouTube channel that you can go and find people. So, yeah. Yeah,
there's that. You've also got the Facebook ads training.
Yep.
That we give you. You've also got stuff in Exodus for going out and contacting people. Again, Ray Higdon, how to invite Robert Hollis, asking the $1 million question, how to invite in Life Mechanic University. It's there. And also the second bit is how people say, come back to us, we made some money and prove it works. How do I answer that? It works. That's Harry.
Sorry.
Sarah, it's fine. Sarah, as you know, works from home, full-time mom, and she manages to do this. So what excuse? You know, Sarah's got every excuse not to do it. You've heard. Just heard one of them. But the other thing is, look, it's worked. Other people, do you want to mute? Other people are making money. Okay, so it works. And Joy, what I would say is, when people say that, you go, "Oh God, no! You don't want to." No, I'm new to this. Okay, of course you're not going to see it work for me. I'm new to this, but it works for other people. If I could hook you up or show you that it's working through other people, then would that satisfy? You know, because I'm not you. Okay, so if I could show you where it does work through other people, would that satisfy? Because you don't want to speak to me. I'm new to this. You know, and I'm still learning. I'm terrible at this. You want to connect with somebody that it is working for. So if I can show you that, will that answer that question for you? Okay. And the other way that I answer this is like when people say, well, how much money have you made and stuff like that? Even though, you know, thankfully I've had some success in this. What I'll say to people is, oh, okay, so I'll go, if I'm doing it with Sarah, I'll go, okay, Sarah, so let me ask you this. If I turned around to you and said I'd made $1 million in the last week doing this, would you be then interested? And then if I said, actually, I've been doing it 6 months and I haven't made anything yet, would that stop you joining? Because at the end of the day, my results, what effect do they have on your results?
Yeah, everybody's different at the end of the day, you know.
Your results, I promise you guys, will always be your results and are totally independent of anybody else's results.
Yeah, because we don't know what work ethic that particular person has got, how much they're prepared to work for it, how much, you know, they're going to go out and try to get the business and stuff like that. There's going to be some people that, you know, don't make any effort. So you can't compare yourself to other people because you don't know what they're doing. Yeah, you need to gauge it on your own, you know, oomph as it was, and what you're going to do. So
yeah, I wouldn't say it like this to people, but people that say that sort of thing, they just don't get it. Okay, and that's something, you know, you need to point. You don't say to them, "Oh, you've completely got this wrong. You don't understand it." What you say is, "Oh, let me just point this out to you. Sarah's results are different to my results, are different to Sam's results. Your results will depend on what you do. It doesn't matter whether I've made 123,000, you know, or whether I've made 0, because it has no bearing at all on what you're going to make. Because you will follow the same training I get. Because if your results were dependent on what I've done, okay, then there's no duplication, because there's only one of me. I can't be everywhere. And surely you don't want to have to train all your team. That's why we have the trainings in the Genesis product and in the team. Does that make sense, Bob? You know, whoever you're talking to, and they can't really argue with that. Okay.
Also, I could be like, you know, a mum at home, and I could earn $1,000 a month, which to me would be like, oh my God, I earn $1,000 a month. I'm just so, this is just brilliant for me. Whereas, you know, Paul could go, oh, you know, that wouldn't do it for me. You know, that wouldn't be enough. But somebody like me, I'd be like, oh my God. So your level of excitement is going to be different from anybody else's. So, you know, it just really varies on the sort of person that you are as a person. So
some people get involved in these businesses just to make like a couple of $100 a month. And if you think about Exeter's $1,000 commission, 5 months worth.
£750 a month. That's a mortgage payment.
Yeah, 100%. So this one, Eric, for me, I see a lot of promotion that looks very, very hypey, and I don't do hype. Fine, Eric, don't do hype. It's easy, just don't do hype. 3 sales would surpass my job, and I could get out of tech support, but I don't have the gift of the gab or being smooth. I'm very straightforward. Okay, we kind of covered this last time, so let's not go on it too much. Eric, there are lots and lots and lots and millions of people out there that don't like hype and are honest and open and just want to be direct and smooth, not smooth rather. So congratulations. You being you is going to work for you. You've already got it. You'll
attract like-minded people, other people that don't like hype and just want straight talking. So just use the presentations within the business that are straight talking, business minded, no hype, and go for that.
I'm going through Robert Hollis's Millionaire Creation Formula and doing the exercises, but I need help with this. Okay, maybe you have to be more specific, because I've got Robert Hollis's Millionaire Creation Formula. So have you, Sarah. What help could you see that somebody would need with it?
I don't think they're saying they need help with the Robert Hollis. I think that they're trying to say that they're trying to better themselves but still need help. But maybe Robert Hollis's training isn't the right one for you. Maybe you need to go tap into Ray Higdon or Eric Warre.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that one isn't, you know, light bulb moments for you. He's not going to resonate with everybody. So like we said before, if that training isn't giving you light bulb moments and making you move forward, then maybe you need to find a training that will give you that, you know, that sense of light bulb and, you know, enthusiasm to move forward.
Okay. He also says the other thing that irks him is that some of the products seem to be old or poorly put together PDFs. It's not my experience other than the basics section. The basics are the basics. Okay. So if you feel that way, I'm sorry you feel that way. But I think if you look at all the products you get in Genesis, I don't think you can say that certainly about the majority of them. So,
and there's a lot of exclusive ones in there and ones that are literally being added all the time. So it's constantly moving forward, constantly being updated. So yeah.
Also, it gets me as well when people like, you know, I've moved on my books, but I mean, one of the best books I ever read was Randy Gage, Accept Your Abundance, and it's like that thick. There's not a lot in it, but it's one of the best books I've ever read because it makes like 2 or 3 points that make me go, So if you look at the book and you look at the cover, which is actually looks like someone's just done it on, you know, Microsoft Publisher 20 years ago, actually, it's almost like, oh, doesn't look very professional, but the knowledge in it is amazing. Don't judge
a book on its cover. Look at the content, yeah.
I've been listening to Sarah's lives too much, and she's been listening to mine. It's Right, okay. Joy, okay, another, blogging is my thing and I have a well-established blog.
Brilliant.
So I'm looking to introduce my readers to EE through writing about it on my blog, but I just can't promote it every week. Need different angles. Come up with different angles. And if you can't come up with different angles yourself, go and do some research. Go and look at what Eric Green, for example, you know, part of our team, my business partner, master marketer, how he comes up with ideas and angles is he's always looking for ideas and angles. And he'll copy successful marketers. He'll watch The Walking Dead and come up with an idea from something that happened in an episode of The Walking Dead. Inspiration, guys, the good thing is it's all around you.
And look at piggyback marketing as well. Piggyback marketing is massive. Literally whatever's current and trending at the time, how can you turn that into, you know, maybe a marketing campaign or a blog post or anything like that, the latest movies, the latest news reels, you know, that sort of thing. There's inspiration everywhere around you. So every time that you stop and look at something, whatever it is, think to yourself, why did I stop and look at that? What made me stop and look at that sign? What made me stop and look at that offer? What made me stop and look at that TV commercial? And use that to use your, you know, to do your marketing with.
Hollywood trailers, Hollywood trailers and adverts are invaluable.
Yeah, things like that.
And what's cool is a couple of people actually reached out and answered that on the thread. And this is one of the things I love about here. It's very difficult to get a good community. We have a good community. I know things have gone a little bit quiet, but that's because of the changes in Exodus. But there's updates coming out now. We're on the final hurdle, guys. Paul Stevenson's problem is he tried to help you. And as soon as he couldn't deliver on, you know, on time, because you don't know until you release it to everybody, okay, you don't know what's going to come up. Nobody's got a crystal ball. And unfortunately, as soon as that happens, people turn on you, okay? So, you know, it's just the way it is. It's human nature. I apologise. Well, I've got no need to apologise. I'm sorry it's happened, okay? But he's sorting it out when he could have just closed the business and ran off with all your money. And he hasn't. He's going through hell. So, well, he's been through hell. Payment process is back this week by the looks of it. He's not going to give an exact date. He's learned his lesson not to say. Yeah. So, yeah, honestly, guys, Exodus is, we're ready for it to erupt. Right, okay. Right, I think that training, like how to talk to people on Messenger or how to get better at videos would help a lot. I love the thought of duplication, but it doesn't work that often. I've got a lot of people on my team made several sales, Sarah being one of them, Samantha, Eric, Sharon Parkinson, Michelangelo Martin. It does work, guys. And Bonnie, training on how to talk with people. I brought 10K social media recruiting formula. In fact, I even got the mug, you know, because I was an affiliate for that product. And I don't promote rubbish, okay?
Jessica's got an amazing Facebook training. It teaches you everything. She went from being a shop assistant to having no experience whatsoever to making a fortune on Facebook. And she tells you how to do it. She gives you all that in the 10K formula. So if that's the one thing you're struggling with, it may be worth looking at that as well. That was a brilliant course.
Because again, Bonnie, you know, there's how many modules are in that? There's 12 modules, is it? And there's bonuses and there's loads. You know, I can't recreate Jessica's product for you or anybody else. I give hints, I give tips, I share openly, I do trainings, okay? But think, it's what I said earlier, I can do an hour training and everybody go, Paul, that's brilliant. But for me to be able to do that hour, I probably put in like 50 hours, okay? And you are not gonna get the same level I've got by watching a 1 hour training with me and Sarah than if you've gone out and you've done the 50 hours, okay? So again, let me say this, look, if you are starting off, you are here on your journey, rock bottom, you are pushing the car like we spoke about. You know, we spoke about on the training the other day. If you are starting, it's like pushing a car. If you ever pushed a car, it is hard work and the car doesn't want to move. And you have to put a hell of a lot of effort in to get the car moving even slowly. And you're thinking, God, this isn't going to work. But then it starts to gain momentum. And a lot of people quit. It's too heavy, I can't move it. When they could and get to a point where the car will be rolling downhill and you wouldn't even have to touch the thing. And in fact, you'd be running after it going, I can't stop it, I can't stop it. That happens in business, okay? Unfortunately, in the early days, it looks like nothing's happening when it is.
Also, in the group itself, if you go into your 30-day coaching and mentoring program, there's a brilliant video in there that Darren Little has done about recruiting on Facebook and what you need to say, how you need to approach people. That is a brilliant video. I think it's over an hour long, isn't it? That's an amazing video to watch.
How many times have you watched that, Sarah?
Probably about 5. It's just so good. It really is good. That's definitely that's your next step, I'd say, because that's free. That's in the training anyway. Go and watch the Darren Little video in the 30-day mentoring program.
Again, Bonnie, if you're serious, you've got those free resources. You can go and search on YouTube. You can go and search on Google. What to say to people on Messenger, in network marketing or affiliate marketing, building your business. You can go and search for all of those types of businesses, and you'll find stuff. But when you get to a point where you go, okay, I need the next level, get Jessica Higdon's 10K. I don't know if it's for sale at the minute, actually, so maybe you can't. But Jessica's got a local recruiting formula. There's similar information in that. Get that one. That's for sale. It's about $300. And let me just I'm talking about investing in yourself, guys. So a guy once said to me, and I've sort of gone along with this, if you spend money on a training, you ought to be able to get 10 times the value out of it. So you spend $1,000 on Genesis, you ought to be able to make 10 sales to get $10,000. Well, if you look at all the training in there, you're telling me you can't make 10 sales in Exodus? If you actually listen to it, apply it, and maybe you'll do it through YouTube marketing. Maybe you'll do it through Facebook. Maybe you'll do it through, I think there's an Instagram on there now. Maybe you'll do, maybe just your self-development stuff might actually go, I get it, and you go out and you make 10 sales. Jessica Higdon's product, like $200-300.
I think there's a Facebook training in the back of Genesis as well, isn't there? So yeah.
I mean, the other thing, guys, I haven't been through all the products in Genesis because there's just not time. You don't go for it all. You take what you need is the idea.
Yeah, you go in and find what you need and take it out and use it. And
a lot of you asking these questions, I don't think you've even looked. Just being honest. I know people are going to be moaning at me now, Sarah.
Big bad Paul Turner.
Yeah, I'm a terrible human being. Right, I'm constantly building a network and posting content and intrigue posts regarding Exodus, and I've had a number of people ask for more information. The Exodus and SCP videos have been sent. Tips on following up or getting them over the line when people consider the cost high to join. My gut feel is just to keep posting. I'm not yet qualified, so I don't have my own results to post, which is holding things back, I feel. Team results, we've already covered it. We spoke about it last time. We spoke about it briefly today. What about the cost thing, Sarah? What would you say about that?
Depends how much people want it, isn't it? It's like if you want a business bad enough, you'll find a way to pay for it. You'll find a way to come up with the money. You can. It's a tricky one because there is a lot of people out there that want to, make it work and they can't afford to get involved. So maybe this isn't the right sort of thing for them. Maybe they need to start with a lower ticket program. Maybe they need to go and find something where they can generate that kind of income to be able to then invest in Genesis. There's lots of lower ticket products out there that you can quickly make your $1,000 entrance fee to Genesis with. We promote quite a few different things that you can look at, but I'd say, if they really want to get involved with Exodus but they can't afford the $1,000, then maybe start off with something a little bit lower ticket that's going to teach them skills to be able to use it for Exodus anyway, build up that pot of money, and then they can go for it. Right,
tough love time. Turner tough love. Write that down. Turner tough love. If you are an adult and you do not have $1,300 to your name or can get $1,300, you have to agree, surely, there is something wrong. Okay, I will say that again. There's no judgment. I've been there. Believe me, I've been there. Okay? If you are an adult and you do not have the resources to get $1,300, either it's sat in your bank, it's in savings, it's on a credit card, it's from going out and mowing lawns or washing cars or selling stuff on eBay or having a garage sale, you call it in the States, or a car boot here, and keep going. If you do not have the resources to get $1,300, this isn't going to fix it for you. So let's be honest and say maybe there's something in here that needs to be fixed first. Go and get Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Read that. Get Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Read that. And then you'll start to maybe realize what's wrong. And I'm qualified to tell you that, guys. I had an SEO business, search engine optimization. Things were going great. I got an office. I employed my son. I employed my wife. I had somebody that would come in and do the accounts for me, because I'm terrible at doing all that detailed stuff. Okay, business was going great. Had lots of happy clients. Everything was good. And then Google changed things. And Google changed it over the period of a year, rather than just not. We were used to Google doing updates and it being a pain. My business really suffered to the point where I couldn't continue to do things the way I did. I had to put my prices up. Clients were used to paying, I was very cheap. Now all of a sudden, to keep the service, I needed to charge more. Nobody wanted to do it. And in a nutshell, basically, I got depressed, and I didn't really realize I was depressed. I thought I was okay, but I was depressed when I look back. My income, had to let Glenn go. Hardest day of my life, letting my son go. Okay. I had a good deal on the office when they put the rent up. They wanted to double the rent. Office went, which just actually turned out for the best. You see, sometimes when you think you're having problems, they're actually the things that let you build. It actually turned out far better working from home. And actually, because of all that, it ended up with me going, right, I'm going to make this online thing work. And that's what's meaning I can go to Cornwall. So don't think if you're in that bad place, okay, like I was, don't think that it's bad. It's so you can move on to better things. And if Ray Higdon spoke about it, and he said all of his massive increases, whenever he's made sort of the next leap, it's always come right after what he would say was a terrible failure, okay, or something happening. So I'm going long-winded way around to say, if you haven't got $1,300, okay, or your prospect hasn't got $1,300, okay, tell them that if they're serious, there's a way they can find it. And maybe Exodus is their way out, okay, because of the self-development, because of the product, because of the trainings, okay. But I would also suggest they go and get those books that I just mentioned. And maybe they could read Eric Worre Go Pro. You can pick up a second-hand copy really cheap. You can get it on Kindle really cheap, okay. The audio version is on YouTube. You can search for Robert Hollis. You can get a lot of his stuff. There's no reason why you can't start feeding your mind and be prepared to go when you can afford it. And doing the self-development will help you to be able to afford it, okay. And I could go on about self-worth, feeling deserving it, but fundamentally, guys, the reason you haven't got money for people that can't afford it is you're blocking yourself. There's resistance there, and the self-development gets rid of the resistance.
And also, you only need 2 sales in Exodus to get your money back, break even, and then you're into profit.
Yeah, the risk is low. The risk is low.
Just 2 people, so it's quick turnaround. Okay,
so there you go. So, and also, if they haven't got the money, don't spend hours on them, because some people are at that place where they're broke and they're on a journey. You can't change it for them. I don't encourage people to get loans or anything like that to get in. I encourage them to go and read those books. Okay. Right, my obstacle right now is getting eyes to the opportunity. Tried FB ads using the Robert Hollis lead-in, because that's a good product as well, but haven't been able to see or get any engagement with the ads or posts that I'm using. Okay, well, you need to keep practicing. If I do get some, I'm not sure when to follow up with them straight away. After you send them the link. How are you sending them the link? You need to have a chat with them and build a relationship before you send the link. We spoke about it last time. I think really we've covered that in the last one and stuff we mentioned here.
It's not just a matter of getting a cold lead, sending them a link and thinking that's going to be okay, because it's not going to work. You need to get a cold lead, get to know them, turn them into a warm lead, and then talk to them about business.
It's about building the relationship, and again, we covered it last time. And it's in Jessica Higdon products. You'll find free trainings from Jessica Higdon, Eric Worre, Ray Higdon on YouTube that you can go and watch, and it'll certainly put you on the right path. And then when you're ready, invest in yourself and get the super duper stuff that they all put in their paid trainings. Like previous messages, I find it hard to talk to people and bring the conversation to a place when I can talk about EE. I'm not qualified, which makes it challenging to speak personally with authenticity about others having success when I haven't. No, you can speak totally authentically about other people having success, and you are learning. Other people have had success. If we were making it all up, then you won't be able to talk with authenticity, Rosie. But Sarah's had success, I've had success, Sam's had success, Eric's had success, Michael Martin's had success, Sharon's had success, Carol's had success. All these people have had success. You can see them in the group, so you can speak with authenticity.
Okay.
saying, you know, it works and you're plugging into it and it's exciting and your vision is that you're going to be doing $3,000 a month or whatever your vision is. And, you know, I'm looking to people that work with, I'd love to do it with you. That's where I'm going anyway. Whether you want to come along for the ride or not, I'd love to do it with you. If you don't want to, that's cool. But I'd love to do it with you. If you want the info, let me know. I can send it anytime. How's that?
Sounds perfect.
Okay. I brought the leads in campaign 1. Also subscribe for the EVA. More than 3 weeks and no leads. Yes, we know. We've already mentioned there's updates going out now. Final hurdle. For me, private messaging and follow-up is a big one. I think my profile and posts are pretty good in getting friend requests in, which is good. I find the constant pitch fest challenging. Okay, did we talk about when people pitch you last time, Sarah?
Yeah, I think we did cover that, didn't we? How you turn it around.
We already covered that. Sounds like you need to get some social media recruiting training. Again, some in Exodus, the stuff we put out, go and search on YouTube, and keep. Some people I know, they watch a training and they go, "I've seen that training," and they go, "Okay, so what happens? Tell me about it, and tell me everything you learned." Go and watch it again and again and again.
And also, if you are watching a training, if you have got the ability to take notes as you're watching it, because you'll be amazed how much more the information is absorbed into your brain when you take a note as you're going through it all, because it does literally make it register a lot easier in your head if you've literally written something down that you've learned as you go.
So people vary on that. You do what's right for you. Personally, it's what Sarah's talking about, writing it down. For a lot of people, yes. But people learn in 3 ways. They're auditory, which means they hear. I'm predominantly auditory. There's visual. I'm strong visual as well. Lots of people in the population are visual. They talk very quickly. And then there's kinesthetic people, and they like to learn by doing. So you see people sat using a pen, you know, or something like that. They're kinesthetic. That helps them learn. Okay? So if I'm predominantly auditory, I will often watch and listen to a training without making notes, and then I'll watch it again, and then I'll make my notes. Okay, and I find that goes in more. But the point is, if you watch a training 3 or 4 times, it's important to you. You'll understand it more than if you just watch it once. That is a fact. And yeah, take notes whenever you feel comfortable. But that's an NLP thing. I want to do more of that sort of training, learning styles.
Baby.
How you doing, Harriet?
Hello, Paul.
It's a great operation, isn't it? You all right? Yeah. Got the iPad?
Don't tell people I've put her on an iPad. I'll be in trouble. No.
Sarah, what do you send out to prospects?
What do I send them?
Yeah.
Depends on the prospect. Depends what sort of conversation I've had.
Exactly.
It really does vary. There's not a set script. There's not a set link that I send to people. It depends on the sort of person that I'm talking to. If they're very business minded, they're more likely to get a business type link. Yeah, it really does just depend on the person that you're talking to. You really need to gauge it on the conversations you're having and that sort of thing.
I think we said last time, if you've got a relationship with that person, if you've got some kind of no like or trust or something like that, it honestly doesn't matter what you send them.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, the page doesn't matter. It was a big realization I had last year. If you've got some kind of, you know, what is it trying to achieve? Let's see if it's a fit for you. Let's just have a chat first. Are you the sort of person that likes the video first and then we'll have a chat? Or would you like to have a quick chat now and then I can send you the video and see what you thought after?
Yeah. That's a really good way to do it as well, is to ask them what they would like to see. When they ask for more information, after you've had a chat with them, say, well, what sort of information interests you? Would you like to see a video? Would you like me just to give you the you know, the ballpark figure, like, you know, what's going on here? Do you want just the facts in note form, or do you want a nice long video? What do you want? What would work for you? And to find out what they want. Don't just sort of assume they would want, you know, the latest link. Just find out what they want.
Okay, so, right, okay, what do you send the prospects with that? I send them information and video, is this correct? It depends on the prospect. I can't use Facebook graph search to find new people. Go and search on YouTube, Facebook graph search. You probably need to set your language to US English rather than anything else English, okay? That's probably it, but go and search on YouTube, follow the steps, you'll find that.
Yeah, you need to make sure your settings are right for graph search. You need to make sure that you've got your Facebook set to public for a start. There's so many people that say, I'm not getting any engagement on my Facebook wall, and they've got it set to private or friends only.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it. You've got to put it on public. You've got to go public if you want people to have your eyes on your stuff.
I've had that before where I've sent a message to somebody and I set it to private and it changed my whole settings to private. And I didn't know. I couldn't understand why nobody was like liking my stuff anymore. I thought everybody had gone off me all on the same day at the same time.
Keep checking your settings, everyone.
Yeah. When you have no results, how can you post how amazing it is? Well, I was going to say Concord. Oh, that's out of commission. I'm so old, Sarah. Okay. Is a Ferrari amazing, Sarah? Ferraris, are they amazing cars?
Not to me, but
not to you. What sort of car is amazing to you?
Oh, let's go for a Bugatti Veyron. Shall we? Let's have one of those.
And you've got one, have you?
Well, one day.
So how can you say it's amazing if you haven't got one?
Because I know people that have got them, and I've seen them, and I know, and I get your point. Basically, you need to tell people about other people's experiences.
Just because you haven't had results yet, Sarah, just because you haven't had results yet doesn't mean that it's not brilliant. Okay, so yeah, you can post about how amazing it is. People want to see results. Yes, and that's why the Shadow Commission Project is there, and Sarah does those videos with everybody saying, how well they're doing with it and why we make them available to you. Tick, we've done that for you. Check the file section if you've not seen them in the group. So go in the group, check the file section. I was told by my sponsor that because I had been in different programs in the past, people may find it hard to trust me and get that relationship. But surely we have all been in different businesses, yes, and that's why I teach you and Sarah teaches you to brand yourself. I'm not Mr. Exodus. I'm not Mr. E-Digital Wealth. I'm not Mr. Explosion. I'm not Mr. Empower Network. What else have I been in? I've been in a few things, as have we all, because I'm into multiple income streams. And unfortunately, guys, things change. Empower Network changed. Okay? Explosion, the owner died and the business stopped. Couldn't help that. Right.
And also, if you've been in businesses before, surely that's just giving you more experience to, get better at what you're doing because you've had the experience of different sorts of businesses and you've worked in different sorts of environments. So, it's only extra experience at the end of the day.
It's good training. So just brand yourself. And while we're on that sort of branding and being in different businesses and all that, people will really overestimate what they can do in a month. Yeah. And you've heard that quote maybe before where they talk about underestimate what you can do in a year as opposed to 3 years. But my experience is people don't even want to give it a year to change their life and be financially free. They're not willing to do that. Even though I get people in their 20s going, oh, I haven't got time. It's like, oh, come on, give me a break. So, people say to me, it's all right for you. You've got a list. You've got a following. I haven't got a list. I've got about 700 people on a list. Yes, I've probably got a following online. How did I get a following online? I put out value or put out useful stuff. I've always tried to be open and honest. Okay, I only try and share good stuff, and I don't just post business all the time. When I started, I thought, how the hell is this going to work? I promise you, people say it's all right for you. You've got a list. You've got this. You've got that, and then they do nothing to build their own following. And in 3 years from now, they'll still be saying to somebody else, maybe, it's all right for you, you've got a list, you've got a following. And the people they'll be saying that to are people that started building their list and their following now. Okay, so you might as well start now, guys, if you're serious. And if you're not serious, walk left side of the road, fine. Walk right side of the road, fine. Walk it up. Do it or don't. And you say, I'm open to anything, I'm just desperate to get going and earn some money. So what's your opinion of people that are desperate to earn money? Surely
that's the fire in your belly that's going to make you do everything that is, necessary to make it work, Get out of your comfort zone, talk to people, connect with more people, put Facebook Lives out there, go into graph search, find new people, connect with them, make conversations. If you're that desperate, you will do whatever it takes to make it work. And are you doing whatever it takes to make it work? Are you really doing whatever it takes? Probably not.
Probably. People come to me and they say, I've tried everything. I go, really? You tried everything? How did YouTube ads go? Oh, I haven't done that. How many people you spoke to yesterday? Well, I spoke to this one guy. You know, guys, some of you, I'm afraid, I'm just going to be honest again. Just going to be honest.
I think a lot of people don't know what desperation is. I think, you know, when you've heard certain stories from certain marketers where they have really been on the streets, they've got no money, they can't even feed their family, they living out of a car, and they turn it around. That is desperation. Desperation is not sitting in your office drinking tea all day, like every now and then posting something on Facebook and sitting there and waiting for people to come to you. That's not desperation. I need to earn money because I want to buy myself, you know, the latest iPad. Desperation is I've got nowhere to live, I cannot feed my family, you know. So desperation is quite a powerful word. So are you really that desperate, or are you?
Oh.
All right, we're still on. Yeah.
All right, okay. On the subject of desperation, there's two forms of desperation, really. One is where you're using that desperation to drive you, like Sarah's just talked about so eloquently. And there's another form of desperation, though, which people pick up on. And if you're desperate because your house is going to be evicted, or you know you can't afford to pay the car payment this month, or whatever, you can't put food on the table, people smell that desperation, and that desperation will cause you to behave, okay, in a way that is like, Sarah, you got to look at it. When can I speak to you? You know, and you actually put people off. You actually turn them off in a big way. And although it's hard to do, what you actually need to do when you're doing your business, and this relates to everybody, not just the desperate, you actually have to come from a point of view of, I really don't care whether this person joins me or not. Now,
it's really hard. It is hard, but you have to kind of sit back a little bit and not go quick, join. Here's my link, because it just makes people think, oh my God, they're desperate. You know.
Let me clarify that, because it sounds very harsh and cold. When I say I really don't care if this person joins or not, that doesn't mean I'm rude. That doesn't mean I'm short with them. That doesn't mean, you know, I have to be, oh, you either want it or you don't, sort of thing. What it means is, yeah, you're asking me the information. I'll happily chat with you. I'll find out what you want. I'll see if I can help you. And if I can help you, here's the information. And if it's a fit for you, fantastic. If it's not, that's fine as well. And that is my attitude. Now, once people join, then I desperately care about their success. Hence, me and Sarah are doing this video now. We don't have to do this. So we do care, and I hope that shows. I'd love to. Do you want to get that, Sarah? Obviously, you're desperate for it. Double glazing. You need double glazing.
Yeah, probably.
So does that make sense? Don't care whether they join or not. Care once they join, and how you care about them once they join is you plug them into all the trainings that are there. Because I get a lot of people tell me that I try and find out their passion and what they want to do, and they go, I want to help people, and then it's like, okay, how do you want to help them? I want to help them get through from the job and be making loads of money. Okay, how many sales do you make? None. So all you can really do is teach them how to make no sales, because that's what you've done. So how you help them is you plug them into the tools and the training and everything you're doing. Okay, don't try and I've seen it so many times. You know, somebody gets their first sale and they spend a lot of time trying to help that person. You know, you can't unless you've got the experience that comes. Okay, and this is why we have all the team resources and all the training is there in Genesis. And the other thing I'll just say on the desperation thing, like Sarah sort of hit upon, and I'll put this over because it's something I read. The book Think and Grow Rich. Brilliant book. It's kind of the Bible of the self-development world. When it was written in the 30s, in the Depression in America, when people seriously couldn't afford to feed their families. They seriously couldn't. And nowadays, we have Sky TV or cable TV, let's say. We have probably 2 mobile phones, 3 mobile phones in the family. The kids have got iPads. You know, we've got gas, we've got central heating. There's probably 2 cars in most families now. You know, and we go, well, I'm a bit broke, and we wonder why. In the 1930s, nobody had a telephone. They were lucky if you had a car. There was no. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 TVs in our house. There's only 2 of us. Come on, I've got a laptop and a computer and a tablet. In fact, I've got 2 computers. I've got a PC, I've got 2 laptops, and we think we're hard up. We're not, and that's why we're not desperate enough. We're too comfortable.
Yeah. It also goes back to that thing about they can't afford it. I bet you anything, if the general household's TV blew up and they had to go out and get a new TV, which is going to cost them £600-700, I bet they'd find that very quickly. It's all that kind of priority stuff, isn't it? It's like, if you need to find the money, most people can, if they want it bad enough.
Right. I think there's one, sorry, this is just like a novel. I can't read this one out. It's like lyrics, it goes on for ages, so I'm sorry. So we're going to wrap this up in a minute, guys. We're nearly at the end. I really appreciate how honest everyone has been in here. I thought it was just me that hadn't had the success of what I assumed was the majority. I'm still fully committed to EE and really like the new changes that are coming, but I don't feel I can promote it until I'm promoting what really is happening. Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. And again, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think we all feel the same. Confused people don't sell, and we're all a little bit confused, and we're finding it a little bit tricky as to what to be promoting at the moment, because it's still not exactly clear what the EVAs are going to be doing, what the campaigns are actually offering. So it's hard to kind of promote that to people when people say, well, what's it all about, what's happening? It does when you sound a little bit confused yourself, it's not good, really. It's hard to get people on board when you yourself don't really know what's happening with the company. So, but it's all getting sorted out. Paul Stevenson posted this morning an update of what's going on. Make sure you read that in the group. That's just a brilliant update. So we're getting there. Like Paul said, we're going up the hill. It's a brand new, the company's quite new. We're pushing up that hill to get it going, hit a couple of potholes, but we're coming back out again, and we're soon going to be free rolling, guys. And Exodus is going to be the best it's ever been. So
basically, guys, the infrastructure that the company had wasn't enough for the rapid growth that we put in. And whatever you say, whatever anybody says, and I admit it's not ideal what's happened, whatever anybody says, something that is terrible cannot grow that quick. Because I think I'm good at promoting things, but I won't promote rubbish. And even if I'm brilliant at promoting stuff, I can't make people buy rubbish. Exodus is fantastic. The numbers prove how good it is. As soon as the payment processor is in, it's back like it was when we started.
Yeah. Nothing is stopping anybody then. Just go for it.
There's absolutely there's nothing stopping you signing somebody up now. Yeah. It's just they have to join Payzer or send a back transfer. Personally, I don't want to ask people to do that. Okay, that's my personal choice. But in terms of EVAs and all that, you can go back to promoting it like it was in May when we got involved. Okay, absolutely no change. Once that payment processor goes in, and that's expected to be this week, there's another update coming tomorrow. Guys, excuses, yada, yada, out the window. Right. I think we're done, Sarah, because there's a lot of these are repeating now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm also slow because of my work schedule. The learning curve is huge. That's why we give tips on where you can go and search for stuff. I don't have a success story to tell. We've covered that several times, so I'm not going to do it again. You use the success of others, and hey, don't listen to me. I'm just starting. You need to go and check out these guys. But the training we get is all the same. That's probably something we should say. These guys are being successful. The training we get is all the same. You will get the same training as the guys that are being successful. So at the end of the day, obviously, it's up to you and how you apply the training and how willing you are to work it. Is there anything you want to add, Sarah? Sort of final thoughts while I just check these last couple of messages?
No, I just want people to be more kind of excited again. This is an incredible business. People are having some hurdles and some issues, but really they're not that major. I don't think anything that we've really covered is holding anybody back that much that it's stopping them from growing their businesses, because like we said, there's so many resources out there. If you're struggling with one particular thing, look into that one particular thing and get over that hurdle. The best way to get over that hurdle is to go and find it yourself and work yourself through that. We all started somewhere, guys. Everybody started with knowing nothing. I mean, a year ago, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I joined a network marketing company. I spammed my link. I was literally emailing companies and saying, look at my opportunity. I had no idea what I was doing, and I got nowhere. Then I found some training that actually was working for me. It taught me how to market. It taught me how to use Facebook. It taught me how to talk to people. And it's taken me now, I'd say, a good year. I'm coming up to my year anniversary since I started the 21-day Facebook challenge, which taught me everything. And I now know what I have to do, but I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I still make huge mistakes. I still have times when, I can't seem to recruit anybody, and then I realize why, because I've I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I have to pull myself back, go back into the training and go, you know, why have I kind of gone off the road a little bit here? What's gone on? And you have to keep looking and evaluating what you are doing. And if something's not working, fix it, or ask somebody to help you to fix that one thing, or go and find something that's going to help you fix that thing and move on.
That's very good advice. I think I'll just close it out by saying the resources are all there. You're the variable. You know, Harriet, Sarah's daughter there, has got access on that iPad to more information than the President of the United States had 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's true. Because of the internet. It's absolutely true.
Mm.
No? So don't forget to look for it. If you're struggling. You see, the thing is, guys, what I want to try and sort of help people do, I want to develop leaders. Okay, I want to make you self-sufficient. If you have to ask all the time, you're not self-sufficient, and your team are going to come and ask you, and when you don't know, you're going to tell them to come and ask me or Sarah or somebody else, you know, or post in the group, and the group is there for support. But every successful person that I know seems to go out and find the answers and work it out because the resources are there. Okay, now there's nothing wrong with asking. I ask for help, you know, from my mentors, you know. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, but what I'm saying is, like, the very first post that we went through last week when we did this, if you remember, was, is Pinterest like Instagram? That isn't something you should be asking your sponsor. That is something you should be searching on, you know, searching online for and having a look at them and making your own decision. You know, and with a lot of things, you should be making your own decision. You know, you should be being you. Being you attracts other people like you. Okay. So finding your own voice is much more powerful than trying to copy me or Sarah or anybody else. In the early days, you might have to copy us to learn the ropes, like learning to play a musical instrument. You know, I play guitar. When you learn, put your finger there, finger there, finger there. You know, that's what it is. But guys, I just want to be clear that all these questions we're answering, I can find the answers on YouTube like that. You know, so they're there, and in the Genesis product, and in the team trainings.
Yeah, I'd encourage everybody to really do look at what they've invested in. You've spent $1,000 or $1,300 on a training product. Have you actually gone in and used it? You know, there is some incredible information in there, some really good self-motivation stuff. Go in and use it. Use the thing that you've bought, and then you can promote it a lot easier as well. I mean, you could just pick one of those trainings out of that back office, and you could promote that and say, oh, I've just done this incredible training that you get with Exodus. It's all about blah, 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 blah. Would you be interested in looking at the training yourself? Right, to get the training, you need to join da, 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 da. But you could, you know, start promoting some of the individual trainings as well, because there's stuff in there that is worth thousands of dollars. You know, people pay thousands of dollars for some of this training individually, and you can buy it as part of Exodus for $1,000. So, you know, don't forget to promote the product as well as the business, because the product is very powerful. So there's another thing there. If you haven't been doing that, then maybe look at that as well.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, somebody told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, oh, your videos used to be terrible. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mark. Your videos used to be awful. He said, I didn't like you. Fine. Yeah, I thought you were an idiot. Right? And I'm thinking, what is he trying to get?
Where are you going with this? Yeah.
I'm thinking, does he want a fight? I mean, why is he going on? He goes, but now you're amazing. And I said, oh, thanks, you know. But here's the point. My first videos probably were terrible because they were my first videos. I just kept going. And I don't think my videos are particularly great now. It's just that I'm just me. There's no special effects on this, is there? There's no branding in the corner. There's no fade-ins or music in the background. You know, me and Sarah are just being real.
And that's what people relate to. People want people to be honest and real. So if you can do that, you can do anything.
And also, some people think I'm an idiot. They will, because there are how many people on the planet? I can't possibly please them all. If everybody liked me, there'd be something wrong with me.
There's 16 different personality types. So, you know, not every personality type is going to like Paul. So people think I'm stupid, you know, they think I'm immature. So they're not going to like me. But then there's people that are like mums at home that, you know, think, oh, I can relate to Sarah. So you've got to just be true to yourself. Don't try and be something that you're not, because you attract the wrong sort of people anyway.
Yeah. And that's a great place to finish it, I think. So thanks again, Sarah. I really appreciate your time.
No worries.
Hopefully this is going to help you watching this. Please give us some feedback, not because we want our feathers fluffed and to hear, oh yeah, it was great and it was amazing, but if we don't get feedback, we don't know how to help. And we do want to help, and we want to see you be incredibly successful with this, because this is one of the best business opportunities there is online, because it attracts serious people. The money you make in this can be fantastic. As proven by the people doing it. For those of you, I can hear you now, I haven't got results yet. Yeah, but there are people that have got results, so it's fantastic. So thank you very much, Sarah.
No worries, thank you. And yeah, hope it helps some people. And go out there and kill it, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it now. I've got no excuses anymore. Brilliant. Thanks.
Cheers.